It's Friday.
And that means it's 702 Unplugged.
Well, thank you for joining us on 702 Unplugged. Today, you're going to be treated to the rock sounds of one of South Africa's most celebrated bands, Prime Circle, one of the top selling as well. So they announced a very exciting venture, an experience for their fans, Music in Empty Spaces, which is a global streaming event that's going to be held on the 28th of February from one of South Africa's largest venues. They're no stranger to this venue. It's the Ticket Pro Dome in Northgate. We'll give you details on how you can be a part of that. But what's also great is that we're going to top off our conversation. I'm keeping an eye on the time to make sure that we play the music that they've performed and prepared for you, the 702 listener. So joining us this afternoon, I think we've got one member missing. Dale's not around, but we've got Ross, Dirk, Neil, Marco. Good afternoon, guys.
Good afternoon.
Hey, how are you?
I'm very good. Great that so many of you could be with us just to reflect. Gosh, it's been what, 19 years or so of being in the business. And it's had so many milestones. I wanted to touch on, because we're talking about a performance that you'll be doing, the other album that you released, which features your live performances from all the different venues you've performed in. What's the impact been of being grounded for as long as you have? Because you guys built yourself into being a touring band, a performing band. Ross, let me start with you.
Yeah, I think that was our first and foremost. Our thing was we wanted to be a touring band. We always wanted to get out on the road and play. I think we've always seen an album as a business card, So for us, that was the very difficult thing to sort of stop doing. So that's why we had to eat Dale, because we've run out of food, and we ate our drummer. That's why he's not here.
Well, we know Dale as well, for those that don't quite have a sense of humor. But Dirk, having performed in all these amazing places around the world, this is a far cry from when you started out in Witbank, in Mpumalanga. Would you say that Prime Circle is now beyond you? It's beyond the five of you?
I suppose it's 50-50, we always see Prime Circle as the brand, and we work for the brand name to try and build it up, to write the right songs, to do the right videos, to do all the right stuff that's necessary, So yeah.
It is beyond you. It's bigger than that. And when you think of those very humble Witbank days, do you marvel at times about the dream you had? Has it surpassed your expectations after 19 years?
Yeah, absolutely. Ross and I always joked. We always used to stand outside of the music stores and look at guitars through the window and say, I want to own one of those guitars one day. And now we're fortunate to be able to do that, and to do it full time, albeit now with COVID-19 and all the lockdown regulations. So hence the future live stream. But yeah.
Yeah. Neil, let me hear from you about the acts that have impressed you over the years, or ones that stand out, because the list of artists that you've shared the stage with, from Will Smith to Jamiroquai to Metallica, the list is endless. Take us into some of the memories of those just standout moments of being backstage, of experiencing some of these global acts in like just firsthand.
I would say, from my experience, that the band Muse was one of my standout shows, and for us to perform with them and chat to them backstage, just like bands that we've kind of grown up and been idolizing as teenagers, and seeing these guys going through the years. It's literally, for me, when we were on stage watching Muse and rubbing shoulders with the guys and chatting with the guys, that was probably one of the most incredible times and moments in my career.
Yeah. Ross, do you have your own?
I agree with Neil. I think like being able to play with, these people are almost like godlike, some of them, so sure. I think Metallica was the best one. And I went to a different after party after that show. And the next morning I went down to breakfast and the band was smiling from ear to ear. And I said, why are you guys so smug? And they said, we partied with Metallica last night. and I was like on some random beach with some strangers. So I was really pissed off. It's beautiful. It's beautiful to be able to get to meet your heroes as well, and be able to like ask for their thoughts on stuff.
Yes. Marco, have you ever let him forget it? That he chose the wrong after party?
I haven't. We often go down memory lane and chat about, some of the iconic moments, and that's definitely one that comes up all the time, and I have to rub it in.
So if we look at this performance that you'll be doing on the 28th, Marco, it's music in empty spaces. You're no strangers to the Ticket Pro Dome, but no doubt this recording, this performance will be very different. What are your recollections at this very popular venue, and how are you approaching this performance on the 28th?
Look, I mean, Ticket Pro Dome is where we kicked off our career. It was our very first big show with an international band, which was live. And we were still, we were young, and it was our first real experience with a crowd like that. Something that we'll always remember, and it was definitely something that we would kicked off our career. Regarding this show, the name says it all. It's this space where we've played so many times, and we've managed to share so many great moments with great fans and great people. And now we're going back to this iconic venue, but it's exactly just that, playing in empty spaces, music in empty spaces. Mm-hmm. So it's a bit of a twist to it, but I think, like I say, it's all in those words. It's right there. It says it all.
Yeah, it's bittersweet.
Yeah. And talk to me about that, Dick, the audience, just what the audience, and now that you're not going to have the audience, has it made you think about that relationship, that interaction differently? Well, you will have an audience, but just wherever they'll be watching from.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we do really miss our fans. It really does. I think it's a synergy between the band live on stage and the fans in the crowd, interacting with each other, and feeding off each other's energy. So yeah, it's difficult playing just to a camera, but knowing that there is somebody on the other side, watching what you're doing. So you still bring your A game, absolutely. But we do miss the fans. We do miss the crowds playing at the big shows,
Yes. You guys have put together a couple of songs for us this afternoon: Answers, Let the Light In, and Evidence. Neil, is there a story you want to tell us behind any of these songs, the lyrics, the songwriting? Because all of you are songwriters, actually.
So generally the idea that we go with is we leave it up to the people listening what their take is of the songs, and we don't really want to spoon feed them for what we'd like them to hear, but more of how it affects them emotionally and mentally. And so that's what we prefer, yeah.
Yes. Right, Ross, what can we expect as far as the performance on the 28th is concerned, and how does our audience become a part of it?
Well, it's a show. It's guns blazing. I mean, we've had a canister of gas practically almost explode behind us during tests. And it took us, we turned around and one of the gas canisters was on fire. So that was quite interesting. And Dale was still like, why are we running? And I think we were all running away from the stage, and Dale was just screaming, why are we running? So, which was quite interesting. So we're throwing a lot of sort of that stadium production at this show, just because, because it's almost like we're being rebellious against it, and we're saying, well, we can. And it was so much fun to do, and just to really just let the songs talk for themselves as well. I mean, without having to sort of, there's no, there's nothing really to hide behind, when it's like this as well, because it's quite exposing, which is quite, it's a lot of fun as well that way. So we're throwing a lot at this show. People can check it out on CompuTicket, on Kling. They can see on our Instagram. If they swipe up, they'll be able to get tickets. And then it's just literally throw house parties, bring people, be cautious, be safe, but get your close people together and throw a party and, have a braai and, obviously responsibly, but let's get the show on the road,
And enjoy the music, and it'll be month end. Thank you so much. Thanks to you guys for the performance that you recorded. It looks amazing. And thank you for spoiling our listeners this way, and all the best for the 28th.
Tie my hands, you tie my feet. The cracks upon the walls are starting to bleed. Sees the sky will fall, come down upon us all. Seems there's so much more to the other side. The sky will fall, turn my face to gold. Yeah. So give me some answers, please. Give me a way to hear this call. Some answers, please. 'Cause I just can't take any longer. Give me some answers, please. Give me a way to hear this call. Give me some answers, please. 'Cause I just can't take any longer. Oh, my head, scratch my face. Tell me you don't care. Seems there's so much more than meets the eye. Sees the sky will fall, come down upon us all. Seems there's so much more than the other side. It all will burn, it all will break. Just don't see what is at stake. It all will burn, it all will break down. Oh, give me some answers, please. Give me a way to hear this call. Give me some answers, please. 'Cause I just can't take any longer. Give me some answers, please. Give me a way to hear this call. Give me some answers, answers. Yeah, I want you to answer me. Won't you answer me? Oh, give me some, give me some. Give me some. Tears desire burns within. Take me higher, spread my wings. Day transpires, we're up in. Way she dances, tempting me. Queen of chances, set me free. Flicker faster, let me see. Let the night in, 'cause that's where I am, and that's where I'm home. It's where I begin. Heart that moves me, my blood and stone. Take you in now, I won't let go. Feel these shadows and hear my call. And maybe I just want it all. Without question, let me fall and dive in. 'Cause this place is everything. All the night is where I dream. So come on and let the night in. 'Cause that's where I am. Liked you better when it didn't cost any cents. Lost myself in accomplishment, and I'm tired of all the things that I should see. And I say, the judge, the jury, they sit and stare on my own without you here. Just hear me out and take a look around. And I'm allowed to go, but all I see is evidence of what I know. Everything around just don't make sense. I'm allowed to go, but all I feel is evidence of what I know. Everything around just don't make sense. Around just don't make sense. Yeah, liked it better when I thought that I was free. One on one, now two on me. Blind justice, it seems to have a court, and I say, feel it coming and I take it on myself. Oh, I succumb to someone else. Change the ending now and let myself break free. Yeah. I'm allowed to go, but all I see is evidence of what I know. Everything around just don't make. I'm allowed to go, but all I feel is consequence. What I know, what I know, yeah. In the end, yeah. No, 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 yeah.
Fridays mean unplugged on 702.